Welcome to this presentation on the Headford Lace Project online lace archive, launched in 2020. It is a digital collection of our physical lace archive, which now numbers 195 items. This video will look at Headford Lace Project in general, the development of our archival collection, the Digitisation Project kindly funded by the Design and Crafts Council of Ireland, an exciting collaborative project that uses the archive as inspiration, and some treasures from the archive. Headford Lace Project is a voluntary community initiative established to research, revive and reimagine the lace-making heritage of Headford, County Galway, a town in the west of Ireland whose lace industry originated in circa 1766, making it among the oldest of the Irish laces. We achieve our objectives through workshops, demonstrations, community collaborations and events that inspire. The project began in 2016 after a visual artist who lives locally, Selma Makela, created a series of bird box installations on the town's main street for the Nesting Lark Festival. One of these installations included information about Headford Lace, and it inspired a group of people to come together and form the Headford Lace Project. Over the last few years, we have worked hard to piece together the evidence for the Headford Lace industry, to write it back into the historical record where it had been absent. We have held classes and workshops with our tutor Jackie Magnan to share this intricate skill, and now have over 80 apprentices trained in beginner bobbin lace making. We have also sought to reimagine this traditional craft through collaborations with artists, musicians, dancers, lace makers and other community organisations, both at home and abroad. This is to ensure that Headford Lace has a firm legacy for future generations and that it will never be forgotten again. Our lace archive came about quite organically, as people donated pieces of lace to us as the project grew in scope. The first donation by a member of the public occurred in February 2017, with 15 items kindly donated in total. The donor had attended a talk we gave in January that year and decided to give us some of their lace items, one of them being a tablecloth with embroidery and lace inserts that you can see on the slide. The archive now has 195 items altogether. It represents a mixture of contemporary lace and old family heirlooms across a wide spectrum of styles, with both handmade and machine-made samples. It is managed by committee member Ger Henry Hassett. Ger attended several courses over the years in order to get these archival items established in line with existing rules and standards. You can see in the image that these were originally stored in boxes and folders. She attended an archival practice and publishing series of talks in Tuam Library, organised by Galway County Heritage, where she learned to catalogue the items properly. A presentation and practical demonstration entitled Caring for Lace, facilitated by Limerick Museum and delivered by Rachel Phelan, Textile Conservator, taught her about storage and cleaning requirements. In July 2020, the Design and Crafts Council of Ireland's network support funding was obtained to acquire acid-free boxes, acid-free tissue, gloves, labels and detergent. Between January and March 2021, Ger placed all items in acid-free paper and boxes. Some items were washed by hand by repeatedly steeping over 10 days. COVID restrictions prevented other committee members being involved in this process. Each item contains a material memory of the people who have gone before us, wore the lace, used the items, and those who made it. The archive represents a social history of traditional craft work done by women in different eras. This work by Ger ensures the preservation of the physical lace archive for many years to come, as they are now catalogued and properly stored. In July 2020, the Design and Crafts Council of Ireland again granted network support funding so that we could make our archive available online. This required each item to be photographed to a very high quality and the accompanying metadata inputted to a central database. It was decided our website would be an appropriate place to house this information, as it is publicly accessible. The photographer Angus McMahon was chosen for the project. He has over 20 years' experience shooting news features, editorials, and PR assignments for a variety of local, national, and international clients. Angus spoke of his participation in the project. He undertook a lot of experimentation initially with different background colours, but found black was the best contrast and showed the lace at its best, as you can see in this slide. He found the pieces with the background story particularly interesting. He was amazed at the contrasting sizes, from tiny fabrics of trimming to large pieces such as tablecloths. It was challenging handling the items as they are very delicate and some are quite old. He had never done large-scale textile photography before. This was a new experience for him. He was astonished and impressed by the level of skill involved in making lace, as he had a chance to get up close to each piece while setting up the shot. In total, he photographed 179 items from the lace archive, and we hope in time to find funding to do more. The next slide is a screen grab of our online lace archive as it appears on our website. We suggest you go and have a look at it yourself. The website was built by Norma Owens from the HLP committee on a Joomla platform, so she used the Ju database plugin to input information and display it on the website. We wanted the archive to be accessible to many people, so the ability to easily search it was of paramount importance. The end user can enter a search term and filter by title or category. For the search function to operate efficiently, each search field needed to be carefully considered so that descriptions for each artifact are consistent and comprehensive. The associated image of the item taken by Angus also appears and can be enlarged. We have future plans for this online lace archive. For example, when the database can hold multiple images for each entry, we will upload additional images taken by Angus, such as close-up shots. Education Officer at HLP, Anne O'Hara Quinn, believes the archive, both physical and digital, has great educational value. The online archive format provides worldwide 24-hour access to anyone with an interest in lace textiles. As mentioned previously, the archive is a social history of women and may be of interest to researchers or perhaps for students learning about women's life and work. As we will see later in the presentation, the contents of the archive can provide inspiration to artists, writers, etc. The archive contains a wide range of styles of lace, for example, bobbin lace, crochet lace, Carrick-Macross, clones, Limerick, Youghal and Glengariff, with samples from many different countries. And this could be potentially of use to students of fashion, for example. Our physical archive is also used at our quarterly lace exhibition or quarterly lace weekends in Headford, where they are exhibited for learners and improvers to be inspired by. We also bring archival items to external events when they are running, so that people can learn more about the Irish lace tradition. In all, we hope that the HLP Lace Archive is a very important resource for research and inspiring creativity, whether it's in person or online. HLP is currently collaborating with the Portumna Pen Pushers group on an exciting creative writing project. Portumna Pen Pushers emerged from the Maple Poetry group set up by Noel Linsky in the early 1990s, where lovers of words gathered from Clare, Tipperary, Offaly and Galway to share rhymes and lines. Within this group was a subset of scribblers who gathered together and formed what became known as Portumna Pen Pushers. It currently has a pool of around 14 regular attendees. Sometimes the group uses prompts to inspire their writing, for example, a photograph. After Noel saw a presentation by HLP and met some members of the group, she decided that items from the archive could be an interesting prompt to inspire the written word. You can see the items chosen by the group on the left-hand side of this slide. The written pieces will be published as part of the Shorelines Art Festival in Portumna in September 2021. We will now take a quick look at two treasures from our archive, both of which you can view on our website. You might find it hard to believe, but there is only a single piece of Headford lace that we are aware of. It came from Headford Castle around 1904. Hidden in its threads is a remarkable history of lace making in the town, going back to the mid-1700s. Jackie Magnan, our talented bobbin lace tutor, replicated the original piece, and this replica is now held in our archive. It is a treasured piece of lace, and we are grateful to her for taking the time to make it. It represents the rebirth of this beautiful craft that had been lost with the passage of time. And the second treasure from the archive is a rectangular machine lace table runner with a number of tears, as you can see. It has a patch of darning on it. This may have been a practice piece or one used to pass the skill of darning on to someone else, perhaps a child. Darning was a necessary skill as clothing was repaired and valued. This piece must have held a sentimental attachment as it was not disposed of by the owner. It holds the material memory of the hands that worked on it. Thank you for listening to this presentation. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with us by emailing headfordlace@gmail.com or on social media @headfordlace.